is ASMR World. Hope we're all good. It is Thursday. Wow. Can you believe it's a Thursday? I can't believe it's Thursday. It feels like a Wednesday. Anyways, it's Thursday, the was it the 14th of December? Let me just check. Yeah man, it's Thursday the 14th of December. We are going to discuss or have a little chat about UFC 296. Let me pause the TV because it's making all different colours in the background. You're going to talk about UFC 296. As ever, I am improvising with my microphone holder. This is a plastic cover, like a filter for my light, which is on over here. I took this one off and put a warm cover on, which is like an orange colour, because it was too bloody bright. It's currently 5:25 AM. That is AM, yes, it's early. I'm going to the gym in like an hour, so I thought let's record a video. I'm hung over to shoop. Yep, I'm very hungover at the minute though. So we have ourselves a very nice black coffee, and let's get going. So this weekend we will be getting UFC 296, baby, with Birmingham's own Leon Edwards defending his title, and he's taking on Colby Covington. Is it Colby Chaos Covington? I think so. And it's Leon Rocky Edwards, hey, who is from Birmingham, just down the road from me. Literally, if I got out my front door now and started walking, I'd be there in like an hour and a half. But if I got in the car, I'd be there in 20 minutes. On the train, 25 minutes. Alright, maybe not 20 minutes in the car, but 20 minutes on the train, 45 minutes, 40 minutes by car, on a good day. See, he's very close to where I live. Is where Leon Edwards is from. So it's like he's one of my own. Not that I've ever met him. Yeah. And he's defending his title against Colby Covington, who's coming back after like a 2-year layoff. He's been gone for a couple of years. Colby's last fight, I think, was against Masvidal, and that was not very competitive at all. No, that was not a good fight for Masvidal. Let's just get up some stats and facts and fight details on my other phone. As ever, I'm always prepared, or as ever, I'm not prepared. Here we go. So yeah, we have Leon Edwards. Let's go into Edwards' recent run of fights. So earlier on this year, back in March, he beat Kamaru Usman for a second time. If you remember the first fight, head kick, bang. That's how he defeated Usman last year for the title, for the welterweight title, was with a head kick out of nowhere in a fight that annoyingly Edwards was losing. We all think back to that fight last year, the first one with Usman. Edwards was going into that, I felt, as a massive underdog. I didn't fancy his chances. He started really well. He nearly had Usman submitting. He had him in a chokehold in the first round. Usman got out of it and then dominated the next like 3 or 4 rounds, give or take. And in the final round of the fight, with just seconds to go, Leon Edwards hits a head kick, and there goes the famous saying, head kick, bang, knocked him out cold, like cold. It was like, wow. It wasn't nice to see Usman like that, but none of his family were there and stuff, but what a kick. And then the was very upset, and yeah, rightly so. Edwards was upset because he'd been messed about a lot with fights, cancellations, etc., etc. So when he finally got the chance of a fight for it to be ended so early and just called off, he was quite upset about that. He also had a fight with Khamzat Chimaev cancelled quite late on. Twice he was meant to fight Khamzat. There was the fight with Tyron Woodley, also cancelled due to COVID. It was like the first UFC fight affected because of COVID. It was meant to be in London, and the UFC had to cancel that like very short notice. And said to Edwards, if you can get over to America, then you can have the fight with Woodley over here. But that was when when Tyron was the champion? I think so. And then Usman took him on and beat him. I think that's correct. I could be wrong on that one, but definitely he was meant to be fighting Tyron Woodley, and he couldn't because if you went out, travelled to America at the beginning of COVID, there's no guarantee when you'd be allowed back in the UK, and he couldn't take that chance. Yeah, so we had Edwards has had a real, I know his middle name is Rocky, he's fighting now, Leon Rocky Edwards, but he's had a rocky year or two leading into the best part of his career, where he finally got the fight with Usman, defeated him a second time, and now he goes up against Covington. So a little look at Colby's run. He's 35 years old. He's had a couple of years out of the fight game because of an altercation with Masvidal in a restaurant, where Masvidal apparently struck Colby in a restaurant, and Colby has took him to court, and as a result had to stay out of the octagon since that happened. But now he's back. So Colby's last fight, I keep saying it's been out 2 years, that's not true. His last fight was March of last year. So about over 20 months, 21 months I think, give or take. He beat Masvidal over 5 rounds. Before that he lost to Usman, and that was in 2021 November. So in the last 2 years he's only had 2 fights. And then before that he took on Tyron Woodley, beat him in the 5th round via KO. But that is 2019. Over 4 years, Colby has only had 3 fights, which is crazy to think he's now getting a title fight again. He had a title fight with Usman and lost that one. And that was back in 2019. Did he take him on twice? Let's have a look. Have I just missed a fight? Yeah, he fought Usman twice. I didn't realise that. He lost to him at UFC 245, 5th round KO, and then lost to him at UFC 268 over 5 rounds via decision. So yeah, he's only had 3 fights in 4 years, which in context is a little bit bonkers. 1 with Woodley, 2 with Usman, 3 with Masvidal. Yeah, so since 2020, 3 fights, and now he's getting a title fight, as you do. A lot of people disagreed with Colby getting this title shot. When Dana announced it at the time, it was like, yeah, no matter what happens between Leon and Usman, like in the last fight, Colby is the next title contender. I was like, how can it be? The man's not fought in like however long. Sorry guys. But Dana does these things sometimes. So yeah, my pick for the fight, let's get out there, is Leon. I think if he can stop Usman, which he did in the 5th round, then he can definitely stop Colby. Colby's best course of action is to just be all over Leon, be like he was with Masvidal. But again, if Usman can't keep Leon down, which don't see how Colby can keep Leon down. I reckon either a late stoppage by Leon Edwards or a decision victory. That was my official pick. And he is the favourite for the fight as well, Leon is. Colby's gone into this as a fairly big underdog. The co-main event for UFC 296 is Alejandro Pantoja taking on Brandon Royval in the Flyweight division. Pantoja is the champion after defeating Brandon Moreno over 5 rounds, a fight that happened in July of this year. Moreno, who has won and lost the title more times than I've had hot dinners, so it seems. I think he's been the champ at least twice or 3 times now. Twice now in the last couple of years, Moreno. So Pantoja actually beat Brandon Royval back in 2021, submission in the 2nd round. And then he went to beat Alex. Who's this? Let me just have a look. Sorry guys. He then beat Alex Perez in his next fight. Did Pantoja. That was in 2022. And this year he got the fight with Moreno and was able to defeat him to take the title. I think that was over in Mexico, weren't it? In Noche, Mexico. Big event that they put on over there, the UFC did. And now Alejandro, the Cannibal Pantoja, goes up against a man he's already beaten once with a 2nd round submission. I don't know much about Brandon Royval, but if the man's already beaten once and now he's a champ and he's got that confidence of being a champ going into the fight, then I can't see past Pantoja retaining his title in this fight. Below that, the fight below that, we have Shavkat Rakhmonov against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. So Wonderboy, he must be wondering what the hell he's done to Dana to be getting such bad luck. He's trying to set him up with was it Hamzat? Just trying to put Hamzat, I can't remember now. Ian Garry had the fight with Wonderboy. And there was a fight set up Wonderboy v somebody else. Let me have a look who it was. And for some reason I think his opponent didn't make weight. So Stephen Wonderboy Thompson said, well, you know, the fight's off then if he hasn't met the correct weight. But then the UFC had an issue with paying him his show money, which is the money you've given or paid for doing your part. And I don't think they paid him, or there was an issue with them paying him. So he got a bit pissed off at that. And ever since then, the UFC have been a little bit off with him, or at least Dana has been. So he was meant to come Michelle Pereira. That was it. And Pereira didn't make weight back in July of this year. So the fight got called off, which was a shame. And now he's been stuck with Shavkat. His last fight before the Pereira fight was Kevin Holland. A great fight. He KO'd Holland in the 4th round, or the end of the 4th round. And now he goes in against a beast like Shavkat, who is one of the most dangerous opponents Thompson could be taking on. Shavkat, who had a fight with Kelvin Gastelum cancelled back in September. His previous win was a 3rd round submission over Jeff Neal. Before that, he beat Neil Magny, 2nd round submission. Yeah, Shavkat is the real deal, and he is in Leon Edwards' division, the welterweight division. And he could be a serious problem for Edwards if Leon retains the title and Shavkat defeats Wonderboy. If we get Shavkat v Leon in the maybe next year, that'll be one hell of a fight and a real challenge for Leon, no doubt about that. My pick for I still remember fondly the Superman punch against, was it he who landed the Superman punch, or was it on him? I forget now. Against Anthony Pettis. There was a great Superman, I think it was actually Anthony Pettis, against Wonderboy. Wonderboy got knocked out of it. But yeah, massive fan of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Trained by his dad since he was a young lad, and still trained by his dad now, which is a touch of class. When you consider he could hire anyone to be his coach, and he sticks with his dad. Below the Wonderboy and Shavkat fight, my biggest Shavkat, by the way. We have Tony Ferguson taking on Paddy Pimblett. Oh my god. Right. Paddy the Paddy. What the hell? So, I keep hearing it's a lose-lose for Paddy. Okay, so the deal is Tony's coming off a 5-fight loss. 5-fight losing streak. If he loses to Paddy the Paddy, I think that'll be it for Tony in the UFC. The thing is, Tony's not all bad in his last 5 fights. Not in all of them, anyway. Who did he take on last time? Let me have a little look. He's 39 years old. He took on Bobby Green. He lost a 3rd round submission to him. Before that, he lost a 4th round submission to Nate Diaz. Before that, a 2nd round KO to Michael Chandler. I mean, he's not in there against bums, not by any stretch. Before that, a 3rd round decision to win all the way against Beneil Dariush. He lost a 3-round fight to Charles Oliveira, and a 5th round KO to Justin Gaethje. That takes us back to 10th of May 2020, my birthday. Out of all these, Gaethje, Oliveira, Beneil Dariush, Nate Diaz, Michael Chandler, and Bobby Green. How many of those opponents do I honestly think Paddy Pimblett would have a chance against? 0. Honestly, I don't think he'd stand a chance against any of them. So the fact that Tony has lost to them all really doesn't help Paddy's case, in my opinion. Like, Paddy would lose to all them as well. I mean, Tony went to a decision with Charles Oliveira. He went to a decision with Beneil Dariush. He's up against Paddy, the bloody Paddy, 28 years old. His last couple of fights have been Jared Gordon, 3rd round decision, Jordan Levitt, 2nd round submission. The decision victory against Jared Gordon was an awful decision. A lot of people felt that Gordon won that fight. And before that was a 1st round submission of Rodrigo. Who's this? Rodrigo Vargas. Yeah, I didn't know much about him either. So, if Paddy wins this fight, then there is something wrong with the world, in my opinion. He should not be beating Tony Ferguson. And if he does manage to beat him, then I would like to think that afterwards Tony will leave his gloves in the ring, in the octagon, and call it a day. Because he should not be losing to Paddy Pimblett. Yeah, my pick is Tony Ferguson. Then the last fight I'll have a quick chat about is Vicente Luque against Ian Machado Garry. Oh no, what can you say about Ian Garry? I was a massive fan until about 2 months ago. The backstory, he was training with Leon Edwards over in Birmingham, I think, and was asked to leave the gym, like to not come back, because he's got a missus. Right, so Ian Garry's got who's quite a bit older than him. Ian Garry's like 20 odd. His missus is a lot older, like late 30s, I think. He's adopted her kid, who she had with her ex. Her ex is now Ian Garry's like nutritionist. He lives with Ian Garry and Ian Garry's wife. Yes, you heard that correctly. Ian Garry lives with his wife and his wife's or his girlfriend and his girlfriend's ex. And he brings up their kid. And the ex's Ian Garry took on the name Ian Machado Garry. Machado is the ex's surname. What that's all about, I do not know. It's all a bit bonkers. And his wife is all about like the social media side of things and living the celebrity lifestyle. So I think when he was in Leon's gym, he kept taking the camera in there and filming and stuff. You don't do that in an MMA gym. Fighters don't want like their opponents seeing them training and all that stuff. So he was asked politely to leave and not come back, which Ian Garry took offence to. Now he's in the welterweight division, and down the line he could take on Leon Edwards, which would be a really good fight. But it's just a shame that this lad who had so much going for him in terms of people really, really being behind him to now like really not wanting him to do well. It's crazy how quickly that's turned. Vicente Luque comes off a win over RDA, a 5-round decision fight against Rafael why can't I say that right? Rafael dos Anjos. But he lost his previous fight to Jeff Neal, a 3rd round KO. Jeff Neal, who Ian Garry beat very recently. And he also lost a 5-round decision fight to Bilal Muhammad, did Vicente Luque. Ian Garry recently, like I said, beat Neil Magny, not Jeff Neal. Ian Garry beat Neil Magny over 3 rounds, fight decision. Before that he beat Daniel Rodriguez in a 1st round KO. That was a great finish by Ian Garry, to be fair. And yeah, just my pick for the fight is Ian Garry, but Vicente Luque, if he can get back on track, he's a very dangerous opponent. And I kind of don't want Ian Garry to win because I do not want his confidence being higher, because he's an annoying pain in the arse at the minute.